Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for joining me. So today we're going to be talking thrashing and bashing and positive and po. 2020, my goodness, I'm very happy to see you go. Oh boy. In this video we're going to be talking about things that happened in 2020. I try talking about it, as being as frank as I can, but also providing some positivity in it as well, without neglecting the things that have occurred this year that in my mind are still pungent. I really do hope you like this video. I hope you like the makeup look. It was more about the makeup look in addition to talking about it because it was heavily requested. I think it's great because I didn't know if you guys wanted to have a conversation. I'm going to be putting down below the timestamps and you could click whichever ones you like or watch the whole video through and let me know down below which story, which bit resonated most with you. But for now, I hope you guys enjoy the video. Happy New Year and take care of yourself. And today we are going to be doing a get ready with me New Year's edition, but also venting about 2020. That being said, it's gonna have some good bits and bad bits just because it was a very weird year. And I'm sure I speak for a lot of us when I say that because it was just a very odd, painful, yet somewhat internally satisfying for our own reasons type of year. I'm gonna end up just speaking off the cuff. What I am gonna focus on is have some, obviously, the negatives and then counter it with the positives, because I feel like if there has to be a yin and a yang, but if I don't mention the freaking, in this case, the yin and the yang, then we will just go crazy here. So I'm putting on this Mario Badescu. So this is the facial spray. And we're just gonna, I don't know what's happening. Like, this is my brand new camera and it's shutting off. I don't know, but we're gonna keep going. So this is Sugar Rosé lip balm. So they had COVID and that was awful because for them it hit them very, very hard. And it was frustrating because, obviously counter with a good. Andrew and I moved into our lovely new place and, it's that weird thing where we can't enjoy it because both of our parents were going through medical things at the same time. Like his mom was going through medical stuff. And that was another stressor with my parents, that that cherry on top with them getting COVID and stressing out about them and us not being able to go help them. The best way that we could help was through Fresh. Honestly, say what you will, but Amazon Fresh helped so much, so much. If they needed anything, we would have it sent out. So if they needed medicine, Mucinex, or Gatorade, alkaline water, a bunch of alkaline water. So, and to teeter off that, thank you. If you are an Amazon Fresh employee and you are a person that is delivering through these trying times, thank you, because you guys make a difference and you guys have made a difference and you did make a difference. And it's to my belief that it was a big part in helping my parents' recovery because the items were available and without us being at risk and you guys being the freaking heroes of that situation. So thank you. And, so with that being said, my parents are doing a lot better. I was, it was really difficult because, it's hard to see your parents, that you see them so strong. It's hard to see them feel so horrible because of this virus and feel so beat that it's infuriating when people don't take it seriously, because it's like, yes, my parents, thank God, they're better, but what about the people whose parents and family members didn't make it, And that's what I was telling Andrew. I'm like, it's frustrating that people don't wear masks, but let me get tissue. I was telling Andrew, I'm like, it's frustrating when people don't wear masks because they don't think they're affecting other people, and it's like, dude, you are, and it's hard because, especially with this administration, the hate has just increased tenfold. And not just by that, I'm talking about the fucking I'm talking about the black people who have been murdered, just things like that. So it's just been like I think all of that is just correlated to the ignorance of people, to the racism, the open hatred. And you know how people are saying now, the Biden one, they're like, make like racists like feel scared again and all that. I think that's just as terrifying, because oh, I thought I was going to keep going. But I think that's just as terrifying because I haven't even done my makeup. Look at this. Sorry. So I think that's just as terrifying because we haven't, like, we've been living amidst these people. And by these people, I mean really racist, hateful people. And it's kind of just like, they're still out there and they still feel this way towards us, especially black and brown people or people of color in general. It's very frustrating. And I won't speak too much about the Asian experience, but my partner, he's Filipino, and we talk about this. We're like, you can tell, like, and I had another friend, we're no longer friends, but she had told me once that for her, in her opinion, Asians tend to be under the radar and they like it that way, a lot of them. And I was like, do you and I remember it was when Trump won, and I was like, do you know how fucked up that sounds? Like, that's horrible. Like, that's horrible that you don't care, But, and to that credit, it's not everyone. I'm just saying, like, of those experiences, it's like, wow, like, you can see, obviously, black people get treated like trash. And with everything going on right now, with Black Lives Matter and everybody speaking up about it, and, I'd like to credit at least some white people that are being allies, and I think that's beautiful too, because it's like they're learning to not be scared of their family members, to be like, hey, that's really messed up. You probably shouldn't be saying that. You shouldn't be feeling that, or challenging it. Be like, why? Why can't this person like be afforded the same rights as this person? Why can't this black guy have a home in a nice area like this white guy? Like things like that. And then it goes down to more structural things where it's like the system was just like rigged to fuck us all over. And it's just like it's annoying. It's annoying because it's and honestly, before all this, like I never really liked politics, because, and this is a bye-bye breakout. Oh, this thing is actually really, really rad. I spoke about it in another video. It's really rad, okay? I recommend if you have breakouts, like I have a couple over here, but I'm going to try to keep talking because I forget. My train of thought is just abysmal at this point. So yeah, so everything was basically meant to kind of, and for folks that say it's not rigging, but it's like, it's still meant to, like, there's obviously a favoritism in that situation, and it's just, it's annoying, it's frustrating, but at the same time, I'm really happy that they're mostly the young people, and honestly some older people too, they're opening their eyes to the injustices that have been occurring. And honestly, now that I think about it, Native Americans too, they have been like, and of course they go into the black and brown, and the people of color, but oh my god, they have been like wrecked the most. They deserve. Ugh. See guys, this is the thing. It's like, just like, it gets into like a rabbit hole about it. So I'll try not to stick too long to it. If you guys really want me to talk about it, I'm starting my podcast back up in 2021 because I miss doing it, and I had stopped because of the moving and because of everything that was going on. And I just felt like I didn't want to just tangent about things that were like developing. I just wanted to be like, okay, let's accept what's going on. Let's see what's happening. The only thing I was 100% sure I wanted to talk about was Black Lives Matter, but I just, to add a little bit of levity, just like Martin McFly said to Doc, that's heavy, Doc. So, another positive, let's say, would be that a lot of us are waking up to all the injustices and speaking up on it. Another thing is that, we got to be grateful for, you know, the men and women who are in hospitals who are helping people heal. Like, those guys are like heroes to the max. Like, and Andrew's brother, he's an EMT. So, and this is Shiseido Synchroskin. Real quick, Shiseido, can you bring this back? I don't know why you discontinued it. I had to buy 2 bottles from God knows where. I think it was in Korea. Can you stop? Like, can you just, please, just keep the nice stuff. Keep this one. I don't like the new one. I want the matte one. This one. He is an EMT, and we would ask him, like, hey, like, you know, what, like, have you been experiencing, you know, what, like, you know, COVID, obviously. We were worried about him catching it. Thank God to this day he has not. But and he would say, yeah, like, there's some people that are like really sickly, that are not like doing well, and some that don't recover, and some that do, you know? And again, even with all of this, I'm going to go back to it. Even with all of this, people are like, COVID is not real. It's a hoax. It's a hoax. Like, where, my dear, where? And it's, so, I'm going to continue trashing 2020, but also some of the positives. I feel like let's steer away, because I'm just getting myself enraged, and I'm trying to end this on a positive note. And we're barely on complexion. Can you imagine? I feel like one positive is, with a lot of job loss, there's been a lot of job creations. Not everyone, so this is kind of like just micro conversation about it. It's not, I'm not saying that everyone's having a jolly good time, no. But there have been more creative, I guess, folks that are freeing themselves from like their 9 to 5 in a sense, like obligatory. But, you know, it's kind of inspiring in that sense that people are like waking up to like, do I want to do this for the rest of my life? And finding things that they love to do. So for me, like, I got let go of my job that I had before because of COVID. And that gave me enough time to just still, like, again, you know, reflect and be like, okay, what is it I want to do? Boom, started working more in R&G. Boom, started designing more things. Boom, made the masks. Like, it got me to be more, hold myself accountable and be like, this is a really tough situation we're in 2020. What are you going to do about it? How are you going to come forward for yourself, for your family, for your love? Like, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? Are you just going to sit and, like, you know, allow this period to consume you and, like, just stay in bed tourist style and just be emo and eat everything? Partially, yes. But also it inspired me to be like, no, like, we have one life. And I know, like, that's something I always think about. But with this, it was like heavier. It was like, all right, this is like real stuff. I remember when it first started, you know, a lot of us were just like, is this really happening? Like, what is going on? You know, with the riots and everything happening and people voicing their hate and distaste towards like how they're treated. That is valid. I'm not tripping about that. I'm not one of those. But I was just like, is this really happening? Like, is there, like, we are in the Matrix. This is crazy. This is it. And I have been telling Andrew for years, I'm like, people are getting so pissed off about the injustices. I would not be surprised if there is a civil war because of what's happening, because people are going to get more and more tired of it. Why is this happening? Why do you treat people like this? And chips away at people, and it was going to happen. I was like, no, and rightly so, you know? But anyways, back to the job thing. So this, I believe, has created jobs for people in different ways, and also help people see that you can work from home. And I'm also going to say, there should be, when we're able to open everything up, should be, if you want to go back to work at an office. My brother's an architect. He's working from home, but he's also like, do I need to go to the office? You know, but at the same time, he says it's also good to have like human connection. So maybe, I think when this passes, folks can go into the office maybe like 2 or 3 times a week, and the rest work from home. That's something that I think is wonderful, to be honest, because I've always thought about this in my head. When we work really hard, we work our 9 to 5, we bust our butts, right? And then, you know, you think about it and you're like, I'm working so hard that whenever I do have a day off, it's just to refresh my spirit and for me not to go crazy. You know what I mean? I know you've been there. And then at that moment, then you're like, wow, this is my life then. Like, I'm just gonna work my ass off. And then in those corners and those smidgens of time where you have the respite to be like, all right, I'm gonna rev myself up, and then you have your dream. So where you're like, okay, I'm gonna follow my dream. Then by the time you get into the dream and you're actually working on it, you're exhausted again, and then boom, the next day you gotta go to work, right? So I think with this, it has helped people kind of see how they can divide their time and work on their passions and work on their love. Like, we just saw Soul last night, which I really recommend if you should watch it if you have Disney Plus. One second. I just decided to wing it at this point. I'm pretty sure I'm feeling what I want to do. I know for sure I'm going to be using this Old School Love of Mine. This is the Urban Decay Half Baked. This guy. And that's how that looks. Look at that. Oh boy, look at that. So this is my second little pot of this. I've never had to buy another pot of anything except that one. That one is my tried and true. I love that one. And I'm also going to be using, so this is the Pat McGrath Labs. Let me show you guys. They're mini idols. And it's spelled like idols. So this one is in Divine Mink and this one Statuesque. So look at that. I still want to incorporate there's some silver, which is from the Divine Mink, and then there's the gold, which is kind of like a antiqued gold from the Half Baked. So I want to go ahead and include that because that's kind of how I'm feeling, and that's the vibe I want to go for. It's a little bit of somberness, but a little bit of looking forward to, a little happiness, a little pot at the end of the rainbow type of situation. So that is what I'm going to do. Let me bring you guys a little closer. I'm going to be using Bobbi Brown. This is in Natural One bronzing powder. Bronzing powder. My God. So this is the Hourglass double-ended little brush, and I'm gonna just use that and contour a bit. So yeah, honestly, and politically too, it's been, I mean, we already talked about it. I'm talking about, like, you know, Mitch McConnell. How did he win again? I'm sorry, you know. And God bless, we still have AOC and the rest of the gang up there, but, and Bernie. I love Bernie. I don't understand how people did not see the epicness that is Bernie. It baffles me. To this day, it still baffles me. But you know, just if you want to keep like spending hundreds and thousands a year on health insurance, be my guest, right? I don't understand how health insurance is not included. It should be, just because we're all human and we all get sick and we're healthy and we're sick, and that happens as humans. So I don't know why that should be a sin. You know what I mean? Hopefully there is some progressive change that occurs in 2021 because of that. Those are things that I would like to see change, other than people's mindset and people's hearts. I hope their hearts soften up. I hope that they see that healthcare should be provided to everyone. And that would honestly make this world a better place. I feel like it would, because people wouldn't have to worry about if they get sick, you know? And that's another thing too. A lot of undocumented people, the people who get your, you know, your lettuce, your fruits, all of that, all the things you love, that's probably picked by an immigrant, you know, just, you know, food for thought, literally. And yeah, you know, a lot of them, they pay their taxes. They pay taxes and they still don't get treated with respect. They still don't get their fair due. And they're still up there working for you and me to get all the foods we eat and enjoy, you know? So that irks me very much the wrong way when people, and especially Latinos and Hispanics that do that, I get really pissed at. I'm like, come on, dude. Like, you know, you got el nopal en la frente. It's basically in turn saying that it's like you look Hispanic AF. There's no reason why you should be speaking this way and talking down like you're somebody better than everyone else. I do think that it is important to have respect for everybody. Even if, let's say, they can't speak English that well. My mom always taught me and my brother, like, if you ever see somebody struggling, like, help them out. Like, it doesn't cost you anything, you know? And so even to this day, I'm always like, oh, señora, like, necesita ayuda, like, which means, like, do you need any help? Like, translating, I don't mind, you know? And that's something that a lot of people don't do, and I thought that it was something that everybody did, you know? But, And that's another thing where it's kind of this pseudo-elitism, where it's like, well, we came the right way. It's like, dude, like, it's none of your business. Like, it's none of your business. Like, the least you could do is just be a good person. Are they working? Are they hurting anyone? Like, are they just trying to provide for their families? Like, there's good people here and there. There's good people and bad people everywhere. Okay? Putting that bluntly. There's good people and bad people everywhere. But to go ahead and just narrow it down to, like, every, like, illegal is bad, that is not the case. That is not true, you know? So it's just kind of this thin line where you're like, I get it. You know, there should be more structure for people to be able to get here legally. That would be ideal rather than children being in cages, you know, and they're still in cages now. So happy 2021 children in cages. Think about that. Having people die in custody and just like no one caring, it seems like, you know, it's the... Ugh. So my hope is for 2021 that the Biden campaign actually does something about that. You know, maybe try to find all their children. And I was telling my brother too, I'm like they could just like advertise it, like have an hour on the radio in Mexico or in Guatemala or wherever the children like are from. Have an hour on the radio somewhere in their embassies or something and say, hey, here's an hour a day, and we're going to say the names of these children and try to find their families. Like, it, like there is, where there's a will, blah, 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 where there's a will, there is a way, and it could be possible. Ugh. So, really quick segue. So I'm going to put Divine Mink, and I'm going to start at the outer corners. So I'll go ahead and cinch you guys up a little bit. Please hold. Hang on tight. Oh. Okay. Ooh, look how pretty that is. And then a little bit here on the inner. I should have done it. I'll do it on this side if I show it. Lisa, do you mind? Just kidding. So we're going to go ahead and take Half Baked and go in there, like I said. Look at that. Oh. Where there is darkness, there is light, baby. And I think creatively, a lot of people, like I said, have woken up to, you know, what they want to do. Life is short. Rather do something that you love. Or at least do your best to create that avenue for yourself. So I'm going to put this underneath as well. Oh yeah, that's nice. Okay, so I haven't closed this off completely at the top. I'm going to go in with just going really lightly, like you can see. I'm like kind of looking a little up. I have kind of hooded eyes, so I wanted to a little bit there. You know, another positive thing too is I've grown this community on YouTube a whole lot. And it's great because, you know, I was losing subscribers, but it was good. It was kind of like a purge. So it's like the people that wanted to hang out, people that wanted to be part of the community, then I got that tenfold. So it was just amazing where it's like you lost, but then you gain people who really like the channel, who really see it, and they're like, hey, this is something that I can become a community member of. And I think that's freaking great. So that has been a positive for me. And also finding clarity in what I want to do. Like, I've always wanted to have ReadyGrit. So if you guys don't know or new to the channel, I'm taking statuesque. So I studied fashion design and costume design. Well, I had an emphasis on costume design, but my degree is in fashion design. So I have always wanted to have my own athleisure brand. So ReadyGrit came to me when I was doing my senior thesis, so that was like 2017, and it never left my heart and spirit, like never. So I've always been striving to do that. So I'm a very nerdy person. I like nerdy things. I like video games. I like anime. I like drawing anime style. So if you ever see any of my sketches, I was always told it's very anime style. I'm like, that looks sick. Like, I was so happy with it. But so I just I have very eclectic taste. So I was never really worried so much about, I guess, fitting in that mold, because I really didn't. So in school, like, obviously they would have us, like, my prized things were always athleisure, not evening wear, but I did do evening wear vintage style. So that's another side too, where it's like, I admire vintage style. I admire the creation of it. I admire the look of it, but in my head I'm like, but there's got to be a way to make it work so it looks good on everybody, or as many people as possible, because sometimes it's just like that the style, it can only give so much. But to wrap my brain around that, it was just something that was like, oh, that's fun, that's a good challenge. And I already like people. Like, I'm a pretty open person. I like talking, I like meeting new people. So to me, it just made sense, where I'm like, okay, like, I love creating, I love designing, like, and I have my particular set of skills. I couldn't even say that, I'm sorry. But I'm myself, so that I was never worried about, because there's a lot of theft in that industry. But I'm like, never really worry about that, because to get in my head and get all that, good luck. So that wasn't something I was really worried about. But so when I started ReadyGrit, that's what it was. It was called Resilience and Grit. So that was the first one, because I always wanted to. So the company, let me explain it to you. So resilience and grit was supposed to be, you have the resilience inside of you to keep going throughout whatever difficulties you may have. And grit was supposed to be that little thing that you find inside yourself and you pull it out and then you just kick ass. So I wanted to do that, but then I didn't want to close it off. So it was like, oh, I don't fit the bill. I'm not like a super fit person. I too am not a super fit person. But I will be. But I just want to be healthy, to be honest. But let me go back here. So, and it was just, okay, I don't want to alienate people. I want to, bring people together. And the grit was also a double meaning, because it was like the grit that you have inside of yourself, but also grit. Like, so grit is a tiny little piece of stone, like a little piece of stone. And I said, we're all little grits, basically. We're all little pieces of grit in this world, in this life. So it's kind of a double meaning, kind of like, we're all the same at the end, so it's kind of like, find your grit, man. Find what you're ready to. What are you ready to do? Are you ready to kick ass? You ready to, just feel better today? And that's how it started. And I'm still sticking with that, because that's just something that's very true to me. It's just being unapologetically yourself, as you come, man, like, whatever. So then I had resilience and grit, and then changed it to ReadyGrit, because it was like, okay, just cut it. What's it ready to, right? Ready to what? ReadyGrit. Dope. Cool. Loved it. Then this year I had a renaissance of it, and I was like, okay, I still love ReadyGrit, still love the message, still gunning for that, still pushing for it. We launched a couple masks, did well, people loved it. So it's still kind of that emphasis on quality and design. So it's the design that comes from here and here in my heart, and the quality, because I love good things. I love things that feel good. I love things that are luxurious but still function, because we need functionality. I hate when things are uncomfortable. Okay, so we have a lot of things, a lot of tallies in there, but I was making sure to never lose track of that, right? So then when ReadyGrit movement, that was the new one I thought about. I'm like, okay, I was like, because it needs a little something, right? And I was reading a book. I was reading this was Hollywood. If you guys don't know them, please follow her. She's amazing. So it's all vintage things. Because again, I love vintage things. I love vintage style. But at the same time, and credit to you guys who dress like that all the time, because I'm always looking, I'm like, oh, that's beautiful. That sits beautifully on her like waistline. Okay, good. She doesn't look like weird, or no muffin top is approaching. And you can have muffin top, but I'm just saying for that particular look, I was like, oh Lord, she looks beautiful. So a lot of vintage styling. I love that. So I was listening to an Audible. I have the book, but I was listening to the Audible, and I was like, oh, that's funny. I was like, you know, like maybe I should design something with Ladybelle. And she has a little beret, and you know how they had like the little, not the microphone, the one, man, what is it called? This thing. And then she would be like talking over. I'm like, that would be cute, you know? And if you guys don't know also, Ladybelle is my pup, but I'll get to in a second. So I was like, okay, that would be really cute, right? Because if it's like, you know, it's a little silly, but it's also, it's going to go on a well-made garment. And at the same time, it's very much me. And it looks very vintagey, right? Because it was, RKO was actually like a huge studio, you know, and so RKO just had a ring to it, right? And then I was like, pfft, I'm like, ReadyGrit movement, right? RGM. And it stuck and it hit. And I told Andrew and I told everybody, I was like, what do you guys think? And they loved it. And I was like, good, because that's how I'm going to keep it. So that's how ReadyGrit movement came to be, because I was like, I want something that portrays movement, but it's also not eliminating, not confining it to a certain type of group. And it's not something that sounds very aggressive, but it's something that's true. Movement. What are you moving to? What are you doing? You know? So yeah, so I'm very happy to wear like, oh, 1 second, sorry. I'm very happy to say that I'm comfortable where the company's going, and we're currently designing stuff for spring summer 2021. And that's another thing of I'm just gonna say 1920, but of the 2020, that it's like it brings some good things in it too. Having reflection, having time for yourself. I believe that having that time for yourself is very essential. So I don't know. Let me know if you guys have had any breakthroughs throughout 2020, or, you know, or hopefully it's not just been bad, you know. Also offering gratitude and being grateful and being like, hey, still got my family, still got myself. We made it through. We're going into 2021. Things like that. And obviously it's harder, easier said than done in situations, but I'm just trying to be positive, okay? So we got that. And let me do this eye. Do this one quickly. Speed it up on. Okay, and we're back here. So I'm just taking makeup eraser. Okay, so now we are here. So as you can see, the eyes, they still fit, look well through hooded. My hair, I'm not really gonna do much. I'm doing like the wild curls, kind of little top bun here situation. I'm gunning for that, and I'm here for it. Just gonna make sure this is blended out as best as possible. But yeah, other positives have been that I got Ladybelle, which if you don't know is my small, tiny, cute little pup-ups. And Andrew and I got her on July. Well, she was born July. She was actually born, check this out. She was born the day that Disneyland was opened. Like the date, not the year, because that would be really creepy. But she is definitely, she was meant for me. So we have Ladybelle, and she's just the sweetest, most weird, but really smart dog. I know they say Cavaliers aren't like the brightest box, you know, brightest crayon on the box, but she is pretty smart. She, like, we put her in her crate, and she sleeps with a like little sweater and stuff in there. And she takes off the sweater and then lays on it, but then it's only like unbuttoned once. So, but I don't know how she does it. She's like Houdini, and she's been in her playpen and she's gotten out of it, and we don't know how. And we're like, how? And then she tries to unlock it too, because it has a little like the little switch lock, and she like tries to unlock it with her nose. I'm like, you like what, Miss Houdini? But she's just so loving and so sweet. I'm gonna bring her right now, actually. Hold on. Like, what am I doing here, Mom? Okay, so this is, oh, you shy? You shy? So this is like, Look! Wow! See, there's all your new friends. And you're smelling the lip stuff, huh? So this is Ladybelle. So as you can see, she's like really, really sweet. Kiss. She's really sweet, really small. She's a petite gal. But a lot of you have asked me what she is. So she's a Cavalier King Charles Spaniel. And I like this part. Like, so when she was born, so usually they don't have that on their snout. Let me show them. Let me show them. So usually just like that. But she had this little spot and we just fell for her. We're like, yes, that's our doggo. That's our doggo. So she'll just lean on you like this. Look at this. A true baby. A true baby. But she's definitely one of the positives of 2020. You want to sleep, baby? So she's just wonderful little dog. Obviously, you know, she's a puppy, so she wreaks havoc and she pisses everywhere. But hey, she gives so much love and affection that it's worth it. Look at her little face. Hold on. Look. Hi guys. Look at her. And her hair is growing there, so it looks like little horns. Hey, it befits you, you little troublemaker. And she was very easy to train. The only thing is I don't, for the life of me, just, you know, urination. So if you guys have any tips on dogs, that would be great. Please leave it down below. So continuing our makeup look, I'm going to go into eyebrows. And that's another thing that has been wonderful that I'm just going to throw on out here. I'm just getting happier and happier. But I've been using this product called Grande Brow. So I used the Lash one first. So I got it as a sample from Sephora and that's where I first started. So it's from my lashes. So I've had massive eyelash growth and massive eyebrow gains. So what does that mean, Ale? What does that mean? I'm going to be doing a review about it, but I'm going to show you right now. Let me move this. Ooh, that looks nice. So as you guys can see, this part is all filled out. I didn't have any hair there before, right? So this is my other one. This one's always been pretty good. But she's the one right here that she needs some milk. She needs some milk. But as you guys can see, you know, I got hair growing there. So if I go like that. And it doesn't look like a lot from here. Hold on, let me. So as you can see, this part was completely bare. And now I could just, you know, I could comfortably go like that. My eyebrows took a beating when I used to like thin them out. Man. But I never thought I would be able to get them back. And I did. So that, I will say, brow gains, however minimal, in 2020 have been great. Eyelashes, my eyelashes were really long before. And then I did a do-it-yourself at home perming. And I did it, but it destroyed my lashes, guys. So be careful with that. And it was a bougie brand too. So I'm not going to say anything, but it was a pretty good brand too. It had really good reviews. And it completely like destroyed the integrity of my lashes. Like they were not long anymore. They were kind of just like frumpy. And then I applied this. That's where I got it from Sephora. And then boom, my lashes just came back to life. So there's, you know, when I don't have makeup on too, like they have this like curl. And especially for me, I love like the retro kind of like little like wisp at the end, kind of like the cat eye. So it's like a soft cat eye that appears because of the lashes. And I love that so much. And I have that now again. So I'm really happy. So those products like work like a charm. I really recommend. I'm going to do a review on it. I'm just waiting maybe another month to see the final results and then I'll compare them. So there's that. Another positive thing, essential oils, okay? Essential oils. So this one is a Peppermint Halo, if you guys are unfamiliar with this brand, Sage. So this one you could put, you know, here, wipe here, and a little here, a little down here. And the smell helps so much, guys. Like, I would put it on my hands and do that, but I don't want to accidentally get it in my eyes because knowing me, I'll get it in my eyes somehow. So, truthfully, just doing essential oils, my humidifier, things like that, things that are good for my body and my spirit and my well-being in that manner have helped a lot. Just focusing on that has helped a lot. Also, drinking more water. I'm very poor at drinking water, but put a little flavoring in it or something. We can do that. We can make it happen. And lest we forget, well, let me do my eyebrows first and then we'll continue. So for my brows, I'm not gonna do much. I haven't really cut them. Like I said, I cleaned them up, so I did wax them only like as minimal as possible. This brush has, excuse me, this defining pencil, this is the Maybelline New York Brow Ultra Slim. This one has been bomb. Comparable to the Nostalgia one, but I think I kind of like this one better. I have another one of the Ebony that I usually use, but this one just hits differently. So watch. So you see that? Like the lines, like it's like really, it looks more like hair. So these days, I fill them out more rather than making them darker like I used to. So it's weird. I've shifted a lot this year where my eyebrows, I used to, use dip brow, make the edges a lot darker, ombre them out. And I would get a lot of compliments on those. I have a couple old eyebrow videos that I'll link over here. But this it's just been easier. And honestly, it's also because we've been home a lot. So it's like, you're home, you're comfy. But I always use this pencil and just at least fill it in, especially this one because, she's the one that needs more help. But I've been going really soft on it, and that's it. Fill that out. Little empty spots. Okay, boom. And then, look at that. So sometimes I still do make it darker because I still like that. As you guys can see. Got a little eyebrow there. Oh yeah. That's nice. Alcohol, because I'm like, oh yeah, I touched Ladybelle. Whoops. It's another thing, alcohol. We've all been using it. We have been using this so much that our hands are super dry. And that's also created avenues for companies to create like antibacterials that are infused with moisturizer, which I know has been done, but it's like, again, back to the, there's a need, where there's a will, there's a way. Also, they've created, and I'm always flabbergasted, you know how they did the kind of like the tunnel where it's like the drive-through Halloween thing, the drive-through Christmas thing, and I'm like, that is crazy how humans could just think, hey, this will make money, let me do it immediately. So that's what I'm saying, like, you can, the sky's the limit for you. So if you're watching this and you're like, I don't know what to do, do it. The sky's the limit. You can do whatever at this point. Just try to figure out something that makes you happy. Other eyebrow, I'll do it off camera, or I'll probably leave the quick. We'll see. Okay, so we are back. So at this point, I'm going to be using the What's Up oldie, but definitely a goodie. So this one I'm just going to use really quick right here. Boom, boom, bam. Okay, I still like that. Well, okay, what else did I want to talk about? So we got coronavirus, COVID. We have Black Lives Matter. We have the importance of understanding the people of color. There needs to be some change and some respect. The people who are actually listening up and becoming allies and consistent allies. Then what else did we have? We have Ladybelle. She's looking so cutely. She likes tucking her face into things, so she's like, she'll like, when I have her on here, she's like, yeah, aggressively like thumbs in there like, and like the pug, I don't know if you guys have seen, it's like, let me try to find it. If it's here, it means I found it. If not, just, you know, we'll just carry on. Establishing your goals and dreams, keeping at it, appreciating and being grateful for what you have, roof over your head, you know, friends you could talk to. We live in such an age where it's a blessing that we have technology, where we have YouTube, we have cell phones, we can FaceTime, you know, we have Skype, and then Zoom. Oh my God, everybody's like, that just like immediately like boom, can you say, like they had a good year. So it's just things like that. My respects and my love to teachers as well, because through the transition of all this, I'm sure it has been very hard, but you know, that is a positive, and that is something that a lot of us are very grateful for. So thank you if you're a teacher and you're watching this. So now what else are we gonna do? We're pretty much good to go. Eyebrows, check. I'm not gonna go too crazy on it. Want something light. Eyes, boom, what I wanted. A little bit of somber, a little light at the end of the tunnel, boom. Okay, am I gonna do liner? No, I'm not, I know. So I'm gonna curl my lashes, and you guys can see the length. Watch, hold on. I will show you. Look at that. Look at that. This is there, you can kind of see from the side, but I'm telling you, that product is great. I hope to God it's not doing something bad to my body, but it is amazing. So it's just my Shiseido lash curler, and then I'm going to be using the remix here that I have for my lashes. So I'm going to be using the Lancome, and this is the lash primer. So I just tend to buy the little ones. You could purchase them off eBay. It's about, I think it was like 5 or 6 for like 30 bucks or something. So I like these because they stay fresher longer. Obviously, if you're done using it, chuck this one, you have a new one. What else do I want to say? Do I want to trash anybody? No, I don't want to trash anybody. But I will say 2020 has also shown me, and a lot of people, because I posted it on Instagram, they felt, you know, a lot of folks felt that way, and I got an overwhelming response of like, yes. So it's also shown me like who your real friends are, you know, people who love you, people who care about you, people, you know, and it's funny because I made even new friends online, and people who I haven't spoken to in a while, like we rekindled that friendship. So that's what I'm saying, this year is so wild, because it's like friendships, boom, bloom. Friendships like that you had and you haven't caught up with because of work and life, boom, rekindled. Like that is something beautiful about that, is that now that everyone had the time, you know, everybody's, you know, posting on social media. I love Instagram. I hate Twitter. I can't stand it. I like to talk, but I don't like to talk shit like that. Like it's, ugh, I don't like it. If you like it, kudos, but I cannot, and no. But the friendships that I've made so far, you know, and it's that quote where it's like, people from the internet will be more down for you than like people you've known like damn near your whole life. And that's true. I never thought it was like that, but I'm like, wow, you can't tell who cares and loves you. So this is a voluminous carbon black, the original one, and it curves out so you guys can see the wand. So I'm gonna use that real quick before these dry. And yeah, it's just been like a blessing in disguise, I feel like, for most of us. Where, you know, I'm writing snail mail. I'm just doing things that it's like, you know, old school ways of communicating and establishing friendships, which I think is very beautiful. And it has proved to be one of the many blessings of 2020 for me. And I say that because it is special, and you can't do things, you can only go so far by yourself rather than like go with another person together, not just in a relationship, you know, because it's another thing too, you know, relationships, it has seen, you know, if you can make it with your partner through quarantine, you got to keep her, you know. And that's funny because Andrew and I were just like, you know, we love being together, and it was fun, and it still is fun, but we're just bored. Like, we want to do stuff, but we're trying to be as safe as possible too. So it's just, I think relationships all around, friendship, you know, and intimate relationships, I think it has helped reveal things, blossom things again, you know, reconnect, just because life gets so busy. And it's been good. I'm happy. I'm content with the full sense of the meaning. Also painting, getting artistically like inclined to do things, write more. I've been writing on paper, and I know it sounds silly, but everything, like, it's either through my iPad or, you know, all the work, illustrations and all of that, just to sit down and paint, to sculpt, to clay. I did that one too. I'll post it over here. There's this video where I made this, I had this mini ring light and I made it into the sun from Tangled. So it's just like, again, creative juices, creatively getting in touch with yourself, like, you know. And it's all because you get so consumed with the everyday life and you end up forgetting about it, you know. You end up not putting your needs first. And I do think that's something that a lot of us did. So if you're out there working, remember, focus on yourself too. Bottom lashes, just a little bit. Can we take a moment, please? Can I show you guys? Give me a second. I'm gonna go to you. Look at this. I love it. So now that that's basically done, for cheeks, I am gonna use a newbie. So this is from BLM Cosmetics. Look how beautiful that looks. And this is in the shade Poupée. And this brand too, for 2020, I fell in love with them. Like, and also I had an opportunity to get a collaboration, not a collaboration, but get kind of a, not endorsementship, like I'm an ambassador for a company where it's actually the creator of these rings and earrings, like all these earrings that I wear that you guys ask about, that's all Ana Luisa. And I really like them. They're a sustainable company that creates good quality jewelry at a decent price. And they have sales a lot too. So if you guys are interested, check my link down below. I have a 15% off, I believe it is. If you just put in my code. And it helps your girl out a little bit. So go ahead and use it if you would like to. If not, no worries. Just want to say I'm happy about that too. So this one is, again, BLM Cosmetics. They didn't sponsor me, but I did buy a lot of their stuff this year. A lot. And I think, I just love it. I don't know. It's vintage style. It's all beautifully curated. Like, for example, like, let's look at this real quick. Free. The world said no, okay? I think it wouldn't be a Ale video if I don't drop things. So you guys can see how beautiful the bullet is. Look at that. Curated after old school lipsticks. That's up my alley. I love that. I love it. So, you know, love supporting that. And what else was I gonna say? My style. My style is still comfortable. I still dress up for myself from time to time, even here at home, because, you know, there's nowhere to go, but you still want to dress up. So I do that. So I've just done that. And then I can't think of anything else, really. I feel like to end it off, sort of end it off, because now I'm just going to do my lips. Where am I going to use it? I think I'm going to use a little bit of Wild Orchid then. I just feel it. So this one, it's kind of like a, I don't know how to say the color, but kind of like a plummy, vampy. But I'm only going to put a little bit. That's too much. It's super pigmented. There you go. Only subtle. So it stains it a little bit. And over top, I'm going to put this gloss bomb by my girl, Rihanna. And this is Fenty Beauty's Diamond Milk. I'm going to use that. Ooh, a pot. And, oh yeah, just put that over. And there's that. So, the last thing that I did want to mention that was the biggest thing for me was because it actually changed my life, was getting my hemorrhoidectomy. So if you don't know, I have a whole bunch of videos over here, and I'll leave down below, that I talk about my hemorrhoid issues and my story about hemorrhoids and how it's just been a constant battle that I've had for over 10 years. And, you know, after seeking a lot of doctors, jumping through a lot of hoops and getting no real answers other than like, you're fat, your diet, don't believe you, you're too young. It was an experience that I went through this year. And obviously I was going to get it faster if, you know, COVID hadn't struck, but because it struck, you know, I had to wait. So I think it all happened when it needed to happen. You know, I had the luxury to be at home and not have to work and actually just be like, okay, let me heal. Let me work on this for myself. And I think that's one of the biggest gifts that I received, you know. So thank God I was able to have that time for myself. And Andrew being here, oh my God, he's been the best partner I could ever ask for in more situations, more ways than one. But just with this alone, like, you know, he would help me walk. He would help me get to the bathroom. He would like stay up here with me and like make sure I was okay. If I was in pain, like, you know, he'd rub my back. He'd give me medications. Like, he was always on top of it too. Like, so he was honestly like quintessential for me to feel better and to lead a better life like I am right now. And honestly, I'm grateful for my body because it was like helping me heal. The surgery was pretty quick, but it was very painful. My first bowel movement was horrible. So like, and I would read that women who had babies, they were like, oh, I'd rather give birth like 10 times over this pain. I'm like, oh, it can't be that bad. My goodness. Right? No, I haven't had a child, but oh my God, this pain, like you would like keel over and it would tear and then you're bleeding and then you're just yelping and screaming and crying. I was like screaming and crying. So much so that I had to like put music on in the bathroom so Andrew wouldn't hear it, because then he would just get really scared and really like anxious because like I can't do anything. I'm like, it's okay, no, just literally crying. But after that hump, like right now, I'm still healing. I'm on my 4th week and it's still healing. It's still today, actually, in fact. Today is the 30th, and today I had it done, or it's the 31st, I apologize. Yesterday was a month exactly that I had that surgery. And man, it was hard, but it's giving me such the better quality of life that I'm just so grateful for it. Like I can eat, you know, high fiber foods and not worry about it hurting my stomach or my honestly, my anus. but I can comfortably eat high fiber foods and not have bowel movement issues, not feel it there, not have it pain me. I can squat, I can deadlift, and mind you, like this is like me thinking in future, I am able to air squat. So I've done it and I haven't had pain. Like I've squat, like drop a super low squat, like just where you sit squat. That doesn't really cause me that much pain, but I still do it in increments, you know, because I don't want it to release any of the sutures or anything going on down there. But it's just even that little bit, like I can wake up and not have to feel those hemorrhoids there. I can wake up and go about my day and focus on other things, which it's, you know, and I don't want to take that for granted. So that's one major thing where it's like this year just gave me that freedom. So again, like I said, this year has been very weird. And that's the finished look. So we have a little bit of gold, because I love gold. A little bit of silvery, kind of deep, minky color. We have the lashes, which are present. We have the lips, which have the little diamond sparkle on it. We have a little bit of that wild orchid that just gives it a hint of color. Complexion's pretty easy, pretty soft. Focus over here. Eyebrows, did them, still darkened them a bit, but just kind of just added to it. We didn't have to do much to them. So that is going to be the finished look. So to close this off, I want to go ahead and, oh, let me do some stills though. So here you go. Close this off, I want to go ahead and say that I wish you guys a very happy new year. I hope, and I pray that you are able to spend it with loved ones. And I hope that if you have lost loved ones, that, you know, that this upcoming year grants you more strength and happiness and positivity tenfold for you, tenfold. May you always remember that you are loved and that people care about you, and, you know, that even random people online like me wish you well. Again, going back to the beginning, a yin and a yang. And, you know, truthfully, I really hope that the world learns from this, you know. And as I say that, I just read yesterday that they unearthed the woolly rhino from the permafrost. Oh my God. Humans don't learn sometimes. Both fascinating and terrifying, because I don't want any infections or viruses from permafrost to melt, and it's like COVID like times 10. So, but see, I'm worrying about that. But in any case, let me go back to positivity, damn it. So honestly, like, let's just enjoy today. Hopefully 2021 brings us all blessings, all happiness. What we're able to see our loved ones, we're able to see friends, we're able to do things. I'm gonna go skate with my friend Jess. She's been wanting to go skate. I'm like, girl, I can't because of the surgery, but I just want to do more. And I feel like a lot of us have felt this for 2020, where they feel like they want to do more and they're going to do more. And that's something important, and I think that is a win in itself. So to keep it short, thank you so much for watching. And if you haven't subscribed, please feel free to subscribe if this is to your liking. I post more videos, and just have a happy day. Have a happy day. Try to Zoom some friends. Try to FaceTime your parents. Try to kiss your partner as much as you can. Hug your puppies, your whatever animal you got. And tell your friends you love them. So with that being said, sending you a big hug, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.